Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I didn't film Thursday push because it was my mistake. Didn't really feel like filming, and then yesterday got distracted, didn't film. So 2 videos today. One right now. It's like 7:20 a.m. So you get one this morning, one this afternoon, and no Grace Hall just because I am sick and I feel like if I sing that's not gonna work. I do my water, so if I start, it's because I'm sick. So it's Walton Week, but I'm going to do a couple Clash video just because I enjoy doing them and I feel like it's time to get another one of those done. So we'll do that today, and then I have a third video for the Waltons, on the Waltons for you guys that I'll do this afternoon. So today's couple Clash video is going to be on proposals. So everyone will be involved, some of them more than others. And we will start with, who do I want to start with? We'll start with Ty and Amy just because they have the most. And by they have the most, I mean they do have the most. There's Ty proposed to Amy several times in season 6. Well, not several, but a few times. He also proposed in season 7 and 8. So I will start with those. So Ty's original plan is to propose to Amy in the season 5 finale after her Liberty show thing or whatever. And that is after the motorcycle accident, but he just can't bring himself to do it. He doesn't really know what to say. And of course by this time Ty's phone rings and Amy's like, "Don't Ty your phone." She goes to get his phone. She can probably give it to him, but instead of grabbing the phone, she grabs the ring, which causes major issues in season 6, as if you've seen season 6, you know. And then season 6 finale, Amy just doesn't really do anything. She just puts it back in the bag. And of course, by this time, Ty has told Lou his plans, but Amy's also told Lou that she found the ring. And Ty, I think, was planning to propose that episode as well, because it's been a few months. But when he wants to, he can't find the ring push because the new girl that ran away, Georgie, found it. And eventually gives it to Amy, and then when Ty comes up, he finds Amy holding it. She's like, "We should talk about this." And then things just go wrong. Because Amy eventually says, we should wait for marriage. And Ty's like, "Okay, if that's what you want." Now, he does propose once, and Amy's like, "Well, that's not a proposal." He's like, "Well, what is?" He's like, "Well, it should be someplace wonderful. You should say all these nice things, and it should take my breath away." And Ty's like, "Well, what do you want me to say?" He's like, "I can't tell you what to say." So Ty takes that to mind. And then, like I said, they decide to wait. But Amy eventually says, "Well, I don't know what I'm waiting for," but she says that to Lou, not to Ty. And then on a camping trip, Ty finally does propose, and Amy says yes. So then they are engaged. But then we come to season 7, where Amy will take her ring off when she's working, and she'll lose it places. And then she eventually finds it in the laundry. And then she shows Ty, and then Ty's like, "Oh, great." And then she's like, "Well, she's kind of hoping to propose to me again," so he does. And then he's like, "Well, ring or no ring, I'd still marry you." So these guys actually have a really long road to engagement. And then we come to season 8, where things just go really bad for them. And that is where they finally take a break. They come back, and then Ty's like, well, I'm okay on my own. I discovered that, but I want to be on my own. I want to be with you, which is, I wouldn't really call it a proposal, but I've seen a lot of weird proposals in my day. I've seen a lot of romantic ones. I've seen ones that are like, what in the world? And that wasn't the best, but it was okay. So now I move to Gus and Felicity. These guys, I will say they do. There is two, but there is technically three. So the first one comes in season 5 in the episode Otherwise Engaged. Gus gets promotion at the hotel and he decides to ask Alec King for permission to marry Felicity. And of course he gives it to him because he likes Gus. So Gus takes her out to dinner at the hotel and he proposes to her and she says, well, I'm going to medical school, so what is the point of this? So she says, no. And then Gus is like, well, that hurts. But then she thinks about it and she's like, you know what, Gus? I love you, so I want to marry you, so I'm going to go to teacher's college. Oh, actually, there's another one. Shoot, there's one in season 3, but I'll get to that after. And then Jan's like, why are you doing this? And this is not what you want. I know that you love Gus, but I know that you also don't want to go to teacher's college. So then Gus and Felicity make the very hard decision. Felicity decides to go to medical school. Gus decides he is going back to sea. So now I'm going to rewind back, go to the one in season 3 because I forgot about that one. So this one comes in the episode Felicity's Bows. So she is already, well, she isn't really already with Gus, but she does hang around Gus and they do court somewhat. But then Arthur Pettibone comes and he kind of wants to court Felicity, but Felicity still wants Gus. In the end, Gus actually does propose to her, but she says, if you still feel that way in 2 or 3 years, then maybe, but as of right now, no. And then season 6, episode 1, The Return of Gus Pike, when they meet up with Gus in, I think it's Dalhousie, New Brunswick. I could be wrong. It might be Nova Scotia. When they meet up with him, Felicity thinks that maybe he is hanging around this girl, only to find that she is the wife of one of his sailor friends. At the end, Gus goes back to sea, and she proposes. Well, doesn't really propose, but I think she kind of just says, I'll marry you, whatever. And then I won't really count the ones he said, much because she just says that she's going to marry him, when he first proposed, which was like 4 years ago, so I'm not going to really count that one. Okay, now we come to Laura and Alonzo. So, from the movies and TV shows I've seen, men are usually, from the TV shows at least, are usually very awkward and nervous when they propose. Some of them are, some of them are very confident. But Alonzo, he's proposing to Laura, is very, very nervous. He decides to take her out to the, I think it's the pond or something, to talk. But they just sit there and then Laura's like, so, what do you want to talk about? He's like, well, I don't really know how to say it. She's like, well, do you want to write it down? So he writes it down, and the lead breaks. I think he purposely does that, though. He purposely breaks the lead, and then she's like, well, so she writes down, she's like, okay, do you want to, well, he's like, I want to sharpen this pencil. And then she's like, be serious. He's like, okay. And then he pops a question. She says, yes. But, of course, Charles doesn't agree. He let Mary marry at 16, but she was 500 miles away, maybe more. Laura is here in Walnut Grove. He wants her to wait till she's 18. Alonzo and Laura don't like that, but Laura doesn't want to leave with Alonzo, so then, if you've seen season 6, the last episode, season 6, he lets me not, you know what I'm talking about. Eventually Alonzo leaves, they come back. I think he proposes? Yeah, pretty much. Not really, but he does. Now we come to the last and final one, Hiccup and Astrid. This one is actually a little bit different because they don't become engaged, they become betrothed, which is a little bit different than being engaged. And this one's actually really weird because How to Dragon Viking tradition is really weird. And it's not the same as Viking tradition, and I'm not sure. Yeah, never mind. I know how the Vikings did it, but it is different than regular Viking tradition. Pretty much they decide to become betrothed. They don't, Hiccup doesn't ask you, they decide to become betrothed and they get each other gifts to celebrate that. I'm like, this is weird. It doesn't really seem like a proposal, but I guess it really is. And then they actually do have, well, actually that'll be another video, but they are actually betrothed, even though it seems really weird that they are, even though it doesn't seem like a proposal. So that's pretty much it for this video. Be sure to give this video a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will see you this afternoon. Alright, see you.